anything that's been so controversial and talked about that only one team does and does well. Mm-hmm. Wildcat's a good one, and that died. Wildcat didn't make it.
It died because eventually defenses catch on. And now apparently it's the Eagles' fault that other defenses can't catch on.
And everybody started doing it too, or tried to do it.
They tried to do it.
It had their variation.
Yeah.
Teams used to bring in players to do that shit.
Of course.
Teams used to go and get guys that they felt were athletic enough to be able to perform the Wildcat. Yeah. Good hands, be able to hit holes and
They were those Antoine Randall-Els. They're quarterbacks that could be a quarterback or used to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
But now if they wanted to throw, they could throw. And if not, then they run.
Got it. Yeah. No, that's a good one.
But eventually it's like when it's not a disguise because like when you see it,
you know what it is. Yeah, you know it's coming.
You know it's coming.
Yeah. And that's a good comparison with the Wildcat and the Tush Push. Because when they get in that formation, you know what it is.
But again, as Chris Jones said on the sideline, I don't know if you saw it.
No.
He said they ran the same play 7 times in a row. and they still didn't stop it. Welcome to Fanatically Speaking. I'm Kent. I'm here with Log Off Legend.
Yeah.
And how do you claim yourself?
I'm a Log Off Legend. I hate everything social media related. I hate what social media does to people. And true story, I was asked, since you hate the internet so much, why are you doing a podcast? And the answer is because I want to. Kiss my ass. I don't need social media, right?
Yeah. No.
Obviously, we got social media platforms. That's great.
Yep.
It's just not for me. But, I like this. I want to be able to do it. But, no, I'm not going to be engaging with people online.
That's okay.
Yeah, can't do it. We got people for that.
We can live on it.
Yeah.
Just not participate.
Yeah.
Or at least you can.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've been going down the evil hole for a while now.
Yeah, you on that narcotic.
I'm that narcotic.
Yeah, you on that narcotic.
Yeah, I try to do better.
You try.
But yeah, so the podcast, Fanatically Speaking, what are we about? We're going to talk about sports from a fan's point of view. We are 2 regular guys. Occasionally, we may go off on some other topics popular that we're fans of. But majority, though, we are fans of sports, and we want to talk about sports.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, all day. Yeah. All right, so what you got, man?
The backstory of this, though.
Go.
All right, so the backstory of us doing this, right? Probably 4 or 5 years in the making somehow.
Yeah.
And schedules didn't line up. Now we're lined up.
Yes.
Now we're able to do this. Again, we talked all the time on a daily basis.
Yeah.
At a place far, far away.
In the rearview mirror.
We talk sports every day, and we said, hey, we should be on the radio. And then it was like, well, no, maybe a podcast.
A podcast definitely is more fitting.
Because we have really good conversations on sports topics, other topics, but mainly sports, right? On a daily basis. We are fans. We are regular guys. And we wanted to just, we think we have good takes. We think we have good thoughts. And we just want to put it out there for other fans to listen to and get your feedback.
Yeah. And it's funny because Kent thinks we have good ideas and good thoughts. I know I do. There's so many sports issues that I can fix if somebody would just write me a big enough check.
Yeah.
But we'll give you guys some of that. Some of that they're gonna have to Adam Silver's gonna have to come to me and give me some money. Goodell? Yeah. Goodell gonna have to reach out to me and give me some money to fix some of the issues that he has.
Well, as we've talked, we know Adam Silver should pay us if he would just answer me back.
Yeah. Just reply to the email.
So Adam Silver or anybody who knows Adam Silver.
Yeah, have him
reach out to us. Reach out to us.
Yeah, have him reach out to us.
I promise you, we will fix the NBA.
Yeah. Oh yes.
We will fix the draft. We will fix everything, and we'll get into that later. But we will fix everything.
Yes.
You want to fix the lottery? We got you.
Yeah.
You want to fix the playoffs? We got you.
Yeah.
You want guys to play more? We got you.
Yeah. We can fix those for him.
First off, we're gonna get into the NFL.
Yeah.
Current season going on about 2 weeks in. Only a couple teams played. That's the Bills and the Dolphins. They played a Thursday night the other night, so they're ahead of the game by one game.
Yeah.
But what's going on right now in the NFL? The good, the bad, the great, the good, the bad, the awful. At the moment.
I mean, I think it's under it's being under talked about, but there's so many QB injuries, man.
Already.
It is like, it's staggering. I didn't realize how rampant it was. I'm watching highlights. I see Bengals game, and there's a pile of bodies, and Joe Burrow gets up limping. It's like, oh, he's got turf toe. No idea what turf toe is. And it turns out that it's, much worse. And he's, and that's the story of Burrow. But there's just so many quarterbacks. I mean, we could run through the list if you want, but it's so many of them that got injured so early in the season, to where, now, and this isn't a direct shot at you, because I'm pretty sure underneath that shirt you're wearing this jersey, Carson Wentz is starting quarterback. You know what I mean? Like that. Those are the types of things that I think the NFL are trying to gloss over, and it's going to affect everything. So everything in sports is going to affect. Everything in the NFL is going to affect their records. It's going to affect. Eventually, I think it will affect the draw to some of these games, because these are starting quarterbacks that are hurt. Brock Purdy's out. You know what I mean? But then on top of that, you also have to think about fantasy. You got to think about gambling.
Yes.
And these are massive shifts to where you've got guys who don't have real, genuine playing time. And it's going to make it more difficult for people to be engaged and to bet money and to watch these games with a sense of excitement. Because, I mean, the NFL has become a star-driven league, where before it was just any guy in the jersey can play. But the quarterbacks, they're the CEOs of your team.
Yeah. I agree. That list is Joe Burrow, J.J. McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy.
Wow.
Those are the ones I know. Unless I'm missing somebody.
Got it.
Oh, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields is hurt
Justin
too.
Fields is also hurt.
Yeah. So these are starting quarterbacks.
So,
and by the way, and those teams were doing pretty well. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, again, when Joe Burrow is healthy on the field, the Bengals offensively are almost unstoppable. Correct?
That offense is amazing.
Yeah. Commanders,
offense.
NFC Championship with a rookie Jaden Daniels last year. High hopes this year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Brock Purdy, healthy with 49ers, have played in a Super Bowl.
Wow.
So you have now Mac Jones playing.
Yes.
You shot a knock at Carson Wentz.
Yeah. I mean,
but again, at least he's a guy who's done something in the league. But the Vikings, to get to the Vikings on that, I mean, they put all their eggs in the J.J. McCarthy basket, even though he missed all of last year.
Yeah.
Even though he had never played an NFL game, they said, no Sam Darnold.
No.
We're going to go with the guy we drafted in the first round.
Yeah. I mean, and they were giving him a shot. And by the way, to his credit, he was playing.
He played a quarter.
He played a couple of good halves of football.
Yeah, maybe a quarter. I don't know. But that's okay, and you get that. He's technically a rookie.
Yeah.
You understand he's going to have. I mean, again, we could go to Cam Ward right now and say, yeah, he shows some signs of potential, and then he shows that he's a rookie, right?
True. Yeah.
And we get that. The Vikings, not to get too much into the Vikings, but on the Vikings, I mean, think about this though. They got rid of Sam Darnold. They said we're going with J.J. McCarthy, and then they had Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Whoever the other guy is. not Tim Mack. What's his name? I don't even know what his name is. I'd have to look it up. I don't care. But
and that's my point.
Yeah. So
that's
a point in itself, right? So they trade Sam Howell 2 weeks before the season, a week maybe, to the Eagles, and then they signed Carson Wentz.
Well,
so
it's grasping for straws. They had to do something.
But you had Sam Howell. So why? This is a little bit defensive of Carson Wentz, and then what's the process of thinking of teams like the Minnesota Vikings, who are going with J.J. McCarthy? You have Sam Howell, and then a couple weeks before the season, you're like, yeah, we've seen enough of Sam Howell. We're going to trade him, get a pick, and then we're going to sign Carson Wentz off his couch. Where we could have had Carson Wentz in March, in April, and brought him through the whole system, through training camp, through everything. But it just clicked in their mind that Carson Wentz can play quarterback, and he's better than Sam Howell. And I do believe that.
That's possible.
Have a backup plan. And their backup plan, and the Vikings are good. Like, they have receivers, they have a defense.
Yeah,
they have a running back, which I think he's hurt too, though. So
see, and this is the thing. Like, but it is the NFL. They're far more reactive than people give them credit for. They don't do. They're as prepared as they need to be in the moment, right? And when you think about it, like star quarterbacks typically don't go down in this fashion. Like it's more rare than you think. Like if you think about last season, name a star quarterback that was hurt for a significant amount of time.
The last year?
Last season, yeah. Just think about it.
Well, Tua was out, right?
Okay. But he's had consistent concussion issues
and injuries
since college, right?
Yeah.
So they know that they had a backup plan, but
Dak Prescott was last year.
Okay, that was Dak. Okay, so that's two names, and that's just quick thinking off the top of our heads.
Yeah,
maybe there's someone else that and of course, a guy sitting here or there. There was a thing with Jalen Hurts where hurt knee, potential issue, but I'm talking a significant injury where he's out.
Those for sure miss significant time.
Yeah, so I mean, so it's gonna happen, but for the most part, in the NFL, anybody can get hurt on any play, but to have your star quarterback like that go down in the early part of the season and this list, like this is some crazy stuff.
It is.
I think these teams will be okay, all of them. When I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the Jets, okay, you got Tyrod Taylor, veteran backup, all right? You go to Bengals, okay, Jake Browning, it's going to be tough, but that offense is on fire.
Yep.
The defense is good, and they'll be able to kind of hold their own. And then my personal favorite, the Washington Commanders, the Commies. There may not be. Marcus Mariota is the new Charlie Batch. I'm here whenever you need me, and I'm just gonna go out and be serviceable quarterback.
Yeah.
They'll be able to kind of hold down the fort. I'm not sure what the projections for how long Jaden Daniels is going to be down.
At least a week, right?
There you go.
We know that.
Yeah, and that could be extended from week to week, but I think they'll be okay over time. And then of course, Mac Jones. Again, he's had plenty of starts. You know who he is and who he isn't. Those are benefits to have as opposed to some young guy, that you're throwing out there or a veteran quarterback who's, just a little too long in the tooth.
Yeah. 49ers 2-0. Obviously, Shanahan, I don't know if he's a quarterback whisperer, but, apparently he did something for Sam Darnold that made him know how to play football.
There you go.
Again.
There you go.
Right? Top pick of the draft, made him good. He went to Minnesota. Again, that's the bright side for Minnesota as well is O'Connell. He made Sam Darnold good.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So for Carson Wentz, if you fail in this might be your last chance.
I think so. I think so.
You did well with McVay the times you got to play with the Rams. You were with Andy Reid a whole season. And now you're in Minnesota, and you're getting a chance to start with, again, another maybe a quarterback whisperer that takes quarterbacks and makes them, good. I mean,
it's going to be a little, mine's going to be a little hairy. What you got?
So I think the let's see, the great. What is the great? Right. We'll go into just team by team real quick. Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Obviously, they're great.
Fantastic. Right? Yeah.
They are, 3-0 Super Bowl contenders, and all that is great right now. But obviously, with Buffalo, it is what are you going to do in January? Can you get over the hump? Can Josh Allen get that team? Sean McDermott. Can you beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Can you get over the hump? That's the big thing. But they have been great. Not
That's
good,
fair.
but great because they are undefeated, and they're they look really good. Shootout with the Ravens, all that fun stuff.
That's fair. Yeah.
Daniel Jones and the Colts.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna put them in great because who had them 2-0?
That's fair.
Who had them 2-0?
That's fair.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have never. No one had them 2-0.
No.
Right.
They
put a beat down on the Dolphins.
Yeah.
They beat the Broncos, a playoff team from last year, and Daniel Jones is playing really good football. And again,
fair to say.
Chargers right now, good. Once again, Justin Herbert. I know he's always graced as the second coming of Tom Brady, Joe Montana. It's like if Tom Brady, Joe Montana had a baby, it would be Justin Herbert. That's the way he's talked about. Again, I'd like to see him do something in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But so far, Harbaugh, Herbert, 2 games in, has been great. Packers have been great. but they also played at home. They've got a really good defense.
Yep. Got
They're
the
well
Micah,
coached.
Micah
They're
Parsons trade.
They're always good. So, and they have been great. And the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, they have been great. We put up, their stats once again with the last 19 games are 18-1. They're coming off a Super Bowl. They've had no letdown. They beat a tough divisional rival in the Dallas Cowboys week 1.
And then beat the
And then
opponent
beat
in the Super
Kansas-
Bowl and
yeah,
the Chiefs.
in Kansas City.
And
And it's not that easy. And once again, for all these teams, as we go through this, I think the first month of the season is basically these teams getting everything together.
Yeah, getting
right?
their
It's
legs,
kind of like
getting their
preseason
legs.
because the NFL's changed, right? You get 3 preseason games. The starters barely play. So when the season actually starts, that's when they're getting their footing, getting everything going. But that's the great.
Yeah, I can see that. For me, the great, I have one thing. It's massive.
Okay.
And it's probably a little overlooked, but it happened very fast. And I am not a prisoner of the moment.
Okay.
Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
And it's not close. Like, I know everyone wants to give it to Mahomes, and
I wouldn't even put Mahomes there.
So I mean, we know kind of the fluid list. You got Allen, you got Mahomes, you got Jackson, you got Hurts, you got Burrow, right? That's kind of the
Normally.
That's kind of everyone's fluid.
Then you got the cult over there who says Justin Herbert.
Yeah. You could throw Herbert,
The unproven Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert, who hasn't proven much to anyone,
No.
but those 5 guys that I mentioned.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're there. But what Josh Allen does, his ability to do everything well, and on top of that, super durable.
Yep.
And they play so far up north in that cold weather. Obviously, that team is well built and constructed around him. But also, his trajectory is unlike he was such a turnover prone quarterback early in his career, whether it was fumbles or interceptions. He couldn't hold on to the ball. I don't think he has an interception so far this year.
I don't believe so.
I don't think he has a turnover so far this year.
I don't believe so.
Like, and for them to go and dominate teams the way that they've been dominating, to go out and win those tough games, and to me, for my money, if I needed a quarterback right now, give me Josh Allen. I'll take him.
Okay.
I'll
Fantasy draft first pick.
give him to me.
Yeah.
I'll take him.
And the ugly, I just want to say the ugly is the Miami Dolphins. But just because, I think a few years ago, Tua was supposed to be this great quarterback, and then Mike McDaniel was supposed to be this super genius coach. They made the playoffs. They competed, but they've just gone downhill. And now you start 0-3.
So when it comes, okay, I can agree with them as the ugly, but what specifically makes them ugly? Because I'm not putting this all on Tua, man. I can't. We again. What did he have? A broken? What did he break his hip at Alabama?
I don't know.
What was it? Broke his pelvis? I remember that injury that he had in college was that of someone who'd been in a horrific car accident. It was that bad.
Oh, for sure.
So we knew coming in he was an injury prone. He was damaged physically, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They got Tyreek Hill, who got a ton of legal issues, a ton of stuff going on off the field. They got Mike McDaniels, who's weird. I'm weird, right? I ain't that kind of weird. I'm not publicly weird, right?
But I don't know if you noticed. I don't want to interrupt, but I don't know if you noticed. He wears the glasses.
Yeah.
I noticed the other night. He had his other. I don't know who it was. I think it was with one of the coordinators.
Yeah.
They had the big gold rim glasses too, and I'm like, is that just
Look, man, he might have a sponsorship deal, man.
What are we doing?
Yeah, he might have a sponsorship deal. He's trying to sell them lenses, man.
What are we doing?
No, I mean, like I said, so I mean, it's quirky. They've never been a fantastically run organization. There's just stuff going on.
Yeah.
Them as a franchise is bad. And I don't even know if you remember this, dude. They're still in that lawsuit. You don't remember that lawsuit?
For what is it?
The previous coach, the Tom Brady scandal, the discrimination lawsuit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Like they have issues.
Yeah.
You know, like they have major issues going on within that from top to bottom, from ownership, head coaching, coaching staff, into the players on the field. Like, and they have the talent. And this is the nice little cherry on top. They got 2 stud star wide receivers.
They do.
Right? Waddle is a star. Waddle is a number 1 on any other roster. Can't stay healthy and not playing up to his potential as he should. So yeah, I mean, like that, it's terribly bad. It's really ugly for them. And I mean, they'll probably have to scrap everything and do a rebuild. Rebuilds typically don't take that long in the NFL anyway, if you can get the talent. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'll be shocked if the coaching staff makes it to the end of this season.
No, and that gets me again. That'll take me to, you know, that's another conversation of, you know, who's on the hot seat starting the season and who's already on the hot seat.
Yeah.
And again, Mike McDaniel will be. Yeah, he is definitely already. He started the season on it, and he did not help himself lately.
No, not at all, man. No. Sticking to the NFL. Controversial sport take that everyone seems to have is one way or another regarding the Tush Push.
Yeah.
For the record, for anyone listening to this, both myself and Kent, we are Eagles fans. Okay.
Oh yeah, diehard.
So I can put my fandom on the couch. Okay.
Yes.
I can be an unbiased Eagles fan.
Yep.
I've called Kent an irrational sports fan. He is what I can't be. And I love that about him. Never want him to change that. I like that. However, with the Tush Push, it blows my mind that there's something that teams can emulate. They choose not to, and then they try to legislate rules within the game to stop a team from being able to do it. Now, you can say, hey, well, the Eagles have a particular type of personnel. They got a particular type of quarterback, you know, who can, he can squat 600-700 pounds or whatever they say about, you know, Hurts. But at the end of the day, it's a formation and timing that is perfectly executed to where you can pick up short yardage in short yardage situations. Okay.
Yes.
That's what the Tush Push is. There should be nothing illegal about it.
No.
There is nothing illegal. You want to talk about the offsides, false starts, and all that? Right. Yeah, whatever, right? Yeah. But at the same time, it's something that works. It's not great to look at, but it gets the job done. And I don't care what anyone listening to this. I don't care who your team is. I don't care if it's college. I don't care if it's high school. If your team needs 1 yard and they use the Tush Push to get that yard, you're standing up, jumping on your couch, fist pumping, celebrating. So, you know, take it to the woodshed, put a bullet in it. This is nonsense. And I'm glad that it was able to get past the rules that they were trying to pass in the offseason.
For this season, yeah.
For this season. We'll see what happens, you know, next offseason.
Let's enjoy it now.
but I don't like it being a topic of discussion where people want to remove a productive play out of the game. And not only that, and this will be my last point, there's no injuries associated with it. People aren't getting hurt.
No, they say it's hard on them, but no one's actually.
There's no actual injuries. No. Okay. Now, typically that's the genesis. They changed the entire kickoff structure. Yeah. Because they were talking about injuries. Yep. They changed the Michael Vick rule. You can't horse collar tackle, right? Go.
Yeah, they did. Well, yeah, they changed that the horse collar when T.O. got drugged down. Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah,
T.O. No, it was T.O., Michael Vick, and Brady. All of them got hurt.
Well, for sure, Brady
by being pulled down.
Which is Brady is the why you see when you
whisper in a quarterback's ear.
Whisper in his ear. There's a flag. But yeah, but you know what's funny was what happened on the first game of the season this year, and it just so happened to be the Eagles and the Cowboys on the kickoff.
There you go. Injury.
What happened?
Yeah,
it was an injury.
That's how things are going to happen. Yeah,
I don't know that there were that many injuries happening on kickoffs.
Yeah,
I get it. They want to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, and I think it's gotten better.
Yeah.
But
statistically, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I still have a problem with the kickoff where, the touchback and starting on the 35. I'm like, my God, just start them on the 50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why are we making it, when you talk about stats,
Yeah.
you're killing stats. You used to have to go 80 yards.
Yeah.
Start on the 20.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're just moving it up and up. And I'm like, my God, one pass and you're in field goal range.
There you go. Yeah. Well, especially nowadays where guys can kick 60 yarders like it's nothing.
But, back to the tush push. I don't want to go on this rant on that. But the tush push, like we talked about before, the Wildcat was the equivalent of a different new play.
Correct.
Right? And then that didn't last, right? Defenses caught on. They were able to stop it. They're not tricked. They're not fooled by it. You see it every once in a while. And normally it's by someone who can throw the ball, right? A Taysom Hill, someone like that.
Yeah.
But they got away. So the tush push is it. And as I told you too, the Eagles started I think the second year of Sirianni. We're on the fourth, fifth year. Every team could, again, they have this many years to either learn it, run it themselves.
Yes.
Or have a defensive plan to stop it.
Correct. And this isn't something that just is so new to where there's some secret about how it's done.
No.
Every team has O-line.
Yes.
Every team has, big, backs. Every team has a quarterback. They have someone that they could put the ball in their hands and have them push the ball forward.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that people are just, kind of belly aching about it. Mm-hmm. But there's going to have to be something that happens for the league to step in and say, okay, yeah, we can't allow this anymore. Mm-hmm. I would like to see another team try it. You see variations though. Like Buffalo's really close with Josh Allen.
Yes.
They don't quite. They don't quite get as low.
Yeah, he is the.
But he's also one of the greatest quarterbacks rushing for touchdowns ever.
Well, I think Josh Allen is, when you talk about transcendent quarterbacks and things like that, he is the Cam Newton.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
He's a big body quarterback who can just leap over the line.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he will eventually pass Cam Newton in touchdowns, rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
And
really soon.
Really soon. This season, probably.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is on his way as well.
To segue to the next point, is you said that people are kind of focusing on the tush push, but the Eagles have a fantastic record over the last 2 seasons, and that rolls into a topic you had, which is Jalen Hurts versus other quarterbacks within the league. Mm-hmm. And of course, he doesn't get a lot of the credit that he should for the wins.
No.
And there's a lot of reasons for that. And I think personally, I think a lot of this has to do with just kind of picking on the one thing that someone's bad at. It's kind of like what's a good comparison? It's kind of like the quarterback, kind of like what I did with Tua, where Tua's always getting hurt. Okay, Tua's always getting concussions, right? Yeah. And you can zero in on that because it's easy picking, right?
Right.
So it's like, so what's the one bad thing I can say about Jalen Hurts? Oh, he doesn't get any stats. Look at him. He can't even throw for 150 yards a game. And it's like, okay, well, one, he doesn't have to.
Nope.
And he's got stud O-line.
Yep.
Stud wide receivers. Best running back in the league, right?
Yeah.
Best running back in the league. Mm-hmm. Great coaching.
Yep.
And the one thing I think that's underrated about Hurts that people don't really talk about is he's got a great presence for the pace of the game.
Yep.
He understands ball control, keeping the ball away from the other team, not turning the ball over. When he turns the ball over, you go, okay, what went wrong? Yep. Something went wrong, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't need him ranked the best quarterback in the league. I don't need that. Mm-mm. But I do think there is some consistent disrespect when it comes to a guy who lunch pail, hard hat type of player who can just go out there and win you a game when you need it. And like I said before, if you had that guy on your team and you were winning, it's good. It's great to have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Yep.
Fantastic stats all day. Highlight reel. Walking out of the locker room, he's a highlight reel.
Fantasy dream
Stats. Dude, rushing, passing. I mean, just all day. All the touchdown. Like, it's I get it. But what do you want? Would you rather have a more entertaining game and lose?
Yep.
You know, like what was that? Bills Ravens, where they're both in the 40s and they're cooking, and it's an awesome game, right? Ultimately, somebody lost. Yep. Who would you rather be? Would you rather be Jalen Hurts winning, 30 to 20 to 24, getting a slow, long, drawn out win? Personally, that's what I would rather have.
But then a moral victory.
No, I don't need a moral victory. I don't need a victory on the stat sheets either.
So log off. He talked about my fandom. You're right. What'd you call me? Irrational?
You are an irrational sports fan. Yeah, I've been telling you that forever.
Yeah, and I'm really honest about this. And I had to come to, but it helps winning the Super Bowl last year. You know this. I was hard on Jalen Hurts.
You were.
Hard on Nick Sirianni, right? I'm that Eagles. I'm that Eagle fan that I like when it's going bad, it's going bad. And
You're gonna make me look it up.
No, I know.
How many times did you fire Sirianni? Over the last 2 years, I think you fired him 4 times.
Here's where I'm going to be honest. I want to put it out there because I don't want to look like I'm a guy who only thinks I'm always right or this, right? I've had some really bad takes. Like we talk about we're doing this and we've got good takes, we've got good thoughts, all this stuff, right? I had a really bad take a few years ago, right? And I'll get to the Sirianni stuff because there's somebody making me really look stupid on that one. So Jalen Hurts, right? It was, I believe it was, this is how bad a take it was, right? This is like Colin Cowherd bad, Skip Bayless bad. Russell Wilson was available, right? Seahawks were shopping him. Deshaun Watson was kind of being shopped too, right? Before all the cases came out on him. And I literally told someone I would trade Jalen Hurts to the Houston Texans for Deshaun Watson. I would trade Jalen Hurts and pick up Russell Wilson. Because Jalen had not been proven yet, kind of like Justin Herbert. And again, he could make me an idiot, a liar too, right? He could go win and do all this stuff. And again, I was still hanging on to Carson Wentz because I thought he had showed promise. He was going to be the MVP. Anybody can debate on Wentz had a hand in that Super Bowl season.
He did. I mean, a huge hand.
We cannot deny that what he did for the length of the season, the wins that they got, the trajectory they were on, and thank God Nick Foles came in and just lit it up in the playoffs and they won that Super Bowl. But anyway, so it was kind of hard for me, right? It's kind of hard for me to say, hey, we got this guy. Why are we drafting this guy when we need this other thing? It didn't help in the Jalen Hurts draft that they drafted Jalen Reagor instead of Justin Jefferson, right? That, it's like, hey, why didn't draft this guy? And now we draft a quarterback. What are we doing? All this stuff. So Jalen Hurts, it was kind of like, hey, you got to prove me. But I also made the statement, hey, if we're going to go with Jalen Hurts, guess what I need him to be? I need him to be the next Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Because that's what I kind of like his game, the way he played, not the strongest arm, right? The way he throws the ball,
Gotcha.
Not
a gunslinger.
He's not a gunslinger.
Yeah.
It's probably not the perfect spot. He's not.
Yeah. He can scramble.
He's not throwing 90 mile an hour, fastballs across the middle.
Yeah.
So, equivalent to Russell Wilson, can scramble, run outside the pocket,
make the plays that you need to
right?
make.
And Russell Wilson was successful in that. Jalen Hurts slowly started doing that. But I was very, when he went bad, though, I was bad, right? I was like, oh, my God, this guy, right? Because he went through a stretch, right, after the Super Bowl season. And it was like, oh, my God, what is he doing? He's just throwing the ball up. Well, right? and then Sirianni, it was, what are you doing? What are you calling? And as a fan, you always question your coach, right?
Yeah.
So I had to learn the hard way.
Yes.
To come aboard and that's and get what I'm getting to is this season, because they won the Super Bowl, I can say it's okay. Like Aaron Rodgers said, relax.
Gotcha.
It's okay that Jalen Hurts is not, because I've learned what he is now. I've learned what Sirianni is. I trust both of them now, good or bad. I'll still question if they do certain dumb things, right? But I know what Jalen Hurts is.
I believe that the bad talk about Jalen Hurts is because he is a star athlete. And I've seen him getting a lot more of promotional opportunities and endorsements and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of that. Not a lot of that in baseball.
No. Not a lot in baseball.
Not a lot of baseball at all. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, globally, internationally, the biggest star would have to be Shohei. But
Yes.
there's obviously as great of a player as he is, hitter, pitcher. I don't think we've seen anything like that in our lifetime.
No, not since Babe Ruth. Obviously.
Babe Ruth.
That's the name they
Again,
give us,
yeah,
right?
it's him and Babe Ruth, and for Ohtani to do it at such a high level, he's an outlier, and of course he's got a nation of billions of people who can
Yes.
support him.
Yes.
But the I don't want to segment it and say American stars, because obviously there's tons of Dominican influence within the MLB as well.
Oh, for sure.
What do you think the drawback is for MLB players and the lack of standard, regular, everyday promos and endorsements?
So I'm a baseball fan. So, when you look at that and you say, well, what's the most popular sport? It's NFL by far, right? They,
Dominate everything.
they are dominating. So we get that. And it used to be, oh, well, they got to show their face. Well, no, they do a pretty good job of promoting their stars, right? Even with helmets on. You know who, this is a thing to this is NFL. It doesn't really matter how bad the team is. They probably have got at least one star, one player
Correct. Yeah.
for the most part.
Yes. I can give you that.
I think majority, like 90,
if you're
97, 98% of the league.
if you're a sports
team,
fan, yeah,
you in the NFL, you know who a star player is
on a team.
on each team. I think the same in the NBA.
Okay.
Not to go that way, but just to compare to the MLB. The MLB, I watch baseball. I like baseball, but there's some teams I don't know who their star is, and if it is their best player, nobody else knows who their star is.
Gotcha.
You don't know who the Vegas A's star is,
No idea.
right? Like
No
you,
idea.
you know baseball, you follow baseball brief, like right, but
I
you're not like
I follow it enough, but no, I'm not immersed.
right.
I'm not.
So you don't know who the Detroit Tigers' best player is.
No idea.
See what I mean?
No
Now
idea.
I know players on them. I know who a player is that you'd say, okay, well, Javi Baez, right? Well, Tyler Green is probably
Yeah.
having the best season on there. Nobody knows what Tyler Green looks like.
Yeah.
So baseball has that problem. And then if you say, okay, well, who's the top players, right? And commercials matter. All these things. Like Shohei, I think is New Balance, but guess what? Shohei on that commercial, he has like Coco Gauff,
that's true.
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people in it.
He has.
Yeah.
I don't know who else is on that commercial. Maybe,
no.
Maybe Sidney McLaughlin.
No,
but
I'll tell you who else is in it. Oh my goodness, the name escapes me. Point guard for the Nuggets, Murray,
is Murray on that too?
Jamal Murray. I think
Okay.
Jamal Murray's in that commercial too.
So he's in a commercial, but he's in a like with other people.
Correct. Yeah,
It's
it's an
not-
ensemble cast.
It's not just Shohei.
Yeah.
But again, everybody knows Shohei. Again, he is a pretty big guy. He's a pretty, recognizable guy too. And he has a the swing, everything about him, right? So obviously when you're a guy who pitches and hits, you're gonna
So what do you-
and he
so
hits
what do you
50
think-
home runs a season.
That's what I mean. Like
So
he
outside
is.
of-
He's a star player. Yeah.
Outside of Shohei, I being a baseball fan, knowing baseball, I would say, the other guys that everybody else knows is Aaron Judge,
Okay.
right?
That's a good one.
But again, he plays for the Yankees.
Correct.
And he's huge.
Yes.
And he hits bombs, right? Again, as they say, chicks dig the long ball.
I get
right?
you.
So, Dodgers have Shohei, big market, big team. Yankees, Aaron Judge, right? Then Ronald Acuna Jr., right? Because he's talented. Atlanta Braves are popular. Few years removed, World Series. But again, if you pretty much know guys who have a personality, but also marketable. I think most people know Bryce Harper, Mike Trout. Those are the two, as you mentioned earlier, American players, which Aaron Judge is American too. So, but Trout is a 3-time MVP. He's been playing longer. He was the face. I don't know how many. He has his own shoe,
Okay.
right? Shohei does too. But Trouts were like a big thing, especially with like my son growing up. Like he wore Trouts. Like Trout, he's number 20. Kingston is number 27 and has been 27 because of Mike Trout.
You got to tell him who Kingston is.
Kingston's my son. Yeah. So
There you
my
go.
son Kingston. Yeah. So again, he wears 27 because of Mike Trout.
Gotcha.
Right.
So let's.
And there's times he's been, I can get into the numbers. Sometimes we went off of it and said, oh, okay, you want to wear this because of this guy. Kids do that, right?
Yeah, but at the time he was the man.
But who are the guys? That's what I'm saying. Who is so it's Juan Soto.
Juan Soto's a good name.
It's a big name.
Tatis.
I think yes, and it's a funny. I have a good take on this because Fernando Tatis is probably popular,
yes.
right? But do you know who the best player on the San Diego Padres is?
No idea.
Manny Machado.
Okay, Machado. Okay, and I do know Machado.
And I could bring up stats.
So here's the thing, and this is where you need. I think this is where kind of a shift in this topic needs to take place. To me, the question is why. To me, the question is why aren't baseball stars bigger? And I have opinions on it. I don't have facts on it.
Yeah.
My thought is that baseball, out of all major sports except maybe soccer,
okay,
but the big ones,
the three big ones.
Here's funny. What three big sports do you have? If you had to name top three sports,
the three, it's the NFL, MLB, and NBA.
Okay,
and I know soccer worldwide is the most popular.
Okay, but watch this. No, okay, so and I'm speaking domestic, right?
And domestically, I still say those are the three big ones.
So watch this. So this is where I can take a blowtorch to that. All right, and I love this because I'm catching you off guard with this shit.
Go for it.
The top three sports are not what you just named.
Okay.
It's the NFL.
Okay.
It is the NBA.
Yeah.
And it's college football, Kenton.
Okay.
Okay.
And I get that.
And here's what I mean. And this is what I mean by that. Because the one thing that college football does that the MLB does not, and this is what I mean by, I'm going to use a phrase called hyperlocal.
Okay.
Now you have to think about what college football is. Like I watch Clemson games and I hate Clemson with my soul, right? And I don't have any allegiance to any college football teams. I just don't like what Clemson. I don't like their fans.
Right.
I don't like their colors.
Yeah.
And I love the color orange. Hate it on their uniforms. I don't like Clemson. And I'll watch Clemson. When Clemson's getting their ass kicked, I turn it on every time to watch that ass whooping.
Right.
Baseball is super, like when the Twins are playing, it's important to that city. It's important to that state.
Yes.
No one in Boston gives a shit.
No.
And I think that's a major problem that the MLB has, is that it doesn't have a national presence to where it takes someone about to break the home run record. It takes someone pitching a no-hitter.
Yes.
It takes someone to be on a ridiculously long historic win streak.
Yes.
Or it's got to be Sox Yankees the rivalry to grab the nation's attention to where they pay attention. Mm-hmm. And they pay attention to those. We're going to pay attention to that one no-hitter. We're going to pay attention to Judge try to break the fictional home run record, right? So things, and of course, and it also is because if he was doing that in Tampa, no one would give a shit. But they
would, but not as
not the coverage. I forgot what it was they interrupted when Judge was going after that record.
Sure.
They interrupted the broadcast to just put it on. It's a historic, and it wasn't even for the record. So my point is that wouldn't have happened if it was happening. Atlanta, maybe, but if it was happening in St. Louis, I don't see it. No. I just don't. So I think that's where baseball has shifted. They were doing, and this is getting into hey, I'm a nerd, everyone. I'm a nerd, all right? They had regional rights deals.
Okay.
Where there was restricted broadcasting to where the games that were being played were only going to be, primarily broadcasted within that region. Mm-hmm. Blackout dates if they don't sell enough tickets.
Sure. Yeah.
So even people within the local market can't even watch the games. Right. So a lot of those things hurt the sport to where I used to watch the Braves growing up all the time. Mm-hmm. Why? Because it was always on Turner Broadcasting.
And the Cubs on WG.
Always on.
Yep.
It was just something that was on television. Mm-hmm. So, there's not a lot of that. It doesn't exist anymore. So people have disassociated themselves away from the sport, which unfortunately affects the star players that are great.
Yeah.
This might be one of the greatest eras in baseball ever in terms of talent. It is amazing what these guys are doing, the stats that they're putting up.
Yeah.
But no one cares because it's almost as if we don't get a chance to see it so much to where it doesn't resonate with us. So just my hot take.
No, I got you.
To me, that's a fact. I could say it's a take, but to me, it feels so obvious that they need to do a better job at promoting them nationally and making people. You have to make people care.
Yeah.
TikTok exists, dude.
Yes.
Somebody can be entertained with nonsense videos. You have to make someone care that Bryce Harper's kicking ass this season.
For sure.
You know?
And I'll give you a great example. You talked about Aaron Judge. You know, do you know that this year, do you know who's leading in home runs? And is breaking records, but hasn't not the big records.
Breaking records, just league wide MLB?
Yes.
No idea.
Right, exactly. So Cal Raleigh plays for the Seattle Mariners. He is a switch hitting catcher.
Okay. I've heard the name.
Right.
I've heard the name.
So he's at 56 home runs.
Okay.
So he's approaching 60.
Yes.
The records he's broken is he passed Mickey Mantle in the most home runs by a switch hitter in a season.
Wow.
He's tied Ken Griffey Jr. for most home runs in a season by a Seattle Mariner.
Wow.
You know, outside of steroids, but even if you want to include the asterisks, you go Barry Bonds, Willie Mays.
Yeah. But the other thing is, again, and I'll you mentioned Mickey Mantle and you mentioned Ken Griffey Jr.
Yes.
Okay. The one thing that Cal Raleigh does not have that those two gentlemen have is let's just say a cultural impact.
Yeah.
So, and now the question is, you know, what came first, chicken or the egg there?
Yeah.
Was it because they were so great at baseball that they, in turn, as a personality, as a public figure, had an impact? Or is that just part of the bravado that they had as a sports personality? Because some people are more, you're going to gravitate to some athletes more than others.
Oh, for sure.
Ken Griffey, he was, he had, whether it was how, there were segments on SportsCenter about how he wore his hat. Prettiest swing of all time.
Yep.
Period.
No doubt.
No, and then of course Mickey Mantle, iconic. Think about, I'm sorry, who do you have relationships with?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there.
I didn't think about that.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
And he was a Yankee.
And
back then,
there
was only the Yankees.
It was 4 teams, and they were the only ones that got coverage.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he was Hollywood.
He was,
right.
Yep.
And Ken Griffey was
matters.
everywhere. Ken Griffey had basketball players wearing his shoes.
Had his own video game.
Maybe
the first baseball player to do that. I'd have to really look
possible. It's so that's what I mean. So the question is does Cal Raleigh have that in him? I don't know.
No, but not many baseball players do. But the thing was, again, are we going to pay attention to this nationally? But we are to Aaron Judge.
But
because of multiple reasons, because of Aaron Judge. One, he's done it multiple times now, hit 50-some, 60 home runs in a season. He plays for the Yankees. He is recognizable, right? He is marketable. His last name's Judge, right?
Gotcha.
They have his little section, right? They have a saying, all rise, right? It's like when you have that recipe, that's why you get that. But then you got this other guy who is playing well, and having a great season out, but not the nation doesn't know it. But again, that's where baseball, I think, ESPN promotes baseball. They promote it. They have their Sunday night baseball. They have their, I think they maybe have Wednesday. Is it Wednesday night? I'm not quite sure.
They try.
Fox does their Saturday games, and they may have.
They pulled. They used to have I forgot the terms of it, but they pulled one of their major baseball shows from ESPN, so it doesn't get the national coverage like it used to.
Yeah.
But also, and even and it's different, subject. But there's been some of the Dominican players like Ortiz, massive. Sosa, was Manny, awesome. Robinson Cano, great presence. and they had more personality.
David Ortiz.
Poppy. Yeah. So
personality matters. Marketability. Yeah. It's David Ortiz, one of the greatest Sports Center commercials ever.
Oh my God.
Wearing
Fantastic.
the Yankee hat.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, and you can, but that was a time.
Yes.
And you just don't see any of that anymore.
No.
And I mean, it's unfortunate, but look, they're in critical condition, man. They better figure this out quick.
Well, they make a lot of money. Believe it or not, baseball makes a lot of money. And I know this one from going to a game and how high everything is. But
Cobb County, I know what it's like.
It's not, it's not NBA high or, NFL expensive.
Okay.
Because you can still go to a baseball game for pretty cheap and have really good seats. That's the one good thing they have going for them. I'll give them that, right?
Gotcha.
Football, if you NFL, you're going to sit at the top of the stadium. NBA, you're going to sit at the top of the arena if for cheap seats. But the only other thing with the MLB I'll get into is the media, and that goes back to ESPN again. If you turn on First Take, if you turn on Get Up, if you turn on any show that is not baseball specific, how much time do they spend on baseball?
Okay, there's
very little.
This will be a really quick topic and conversation.
Yeah.
And it's simple, and it's because they don't have the sports rights for it. They're not a broadcast partner. They're not
for ESPN.
They're not airing those games.
Well, not even the games, but just talking about it.
They're not gonna discuss it
because they got deals with it. But they have a deal with the MLB.
The deals that they have for baseball pale in comparison to what they have for the NBA and what they have for the NFL. Like, I mean, dude, the NFL literally just bought stock in ESPN.
True.
They're partners now.
I get you.
So they're going to get 80% of the billing.
Okay.
So when the NBA starts, and that just went into effect.
Yeah.
When the NBA starts, that's going to tell us a lot.
Yeah.
Because the start of the NBA season is always exciting. It fades as you get deeper into the NFL. But what they have with baseball, they don't air the games like they used to, man.
No, they don't.
It's a totally different everything.
I understand.
Okay, so Kent, you had a great question. I don't know where you saw it from, or where you saw it, or where it came from, but it's a fantastic question.
Yeah.
And it's, what is the hardest team to be a fan of in all of sports?
Basically,
I think it's fair to stick to professional sports.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's fair to stick to major sports.
Yes.
Meaning, I don't
the
want to.
big three.
So what?
The big three.
Yeah. I think the big three is probably strong. So I guess let's go with kind of some guidelines here. So we can go with worst cities. We can go with cities with the worst fans. We could go with teams that have bad front offices. You can go with teams that never seem to have fantastic players. Like, there's a wide list of what I think people would pick as, okay, it's a terrible to be a fan of this team. So off the top of your head, what comes to mind for you?
Well, we have to be local here, and we talked some time back on some text chains about, we're in Charlotte.
Correct.
The Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
Right? Of the teams that have never made or won an NBA Finals, 2 Charlotte franchises are on that list. They moved the original Hornets to New Orleans.
Correct. Yeah.
And now the Bobcat turned Hornets.
Yes.
Are 2 of the franchises that have never made it that far.
Got it.
And as you live in this city, again, they get no respect, right? Multiple reasons. And there's a lot of factors. Like, you named a bunch of factors. And I think for any team that is hard to be a fan of, that's where it comes into play is, again, who's your owner? Do you win? What's the success of the team? That's, that all that matters.
Yeah.
So with the Hornets, I think we agree, like, they've the only team that's never had a Christmas game, right? They get maybe.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, only
That's a good
team.
point.
The only team in the NBA history that never play on Christmas.
Gotcha.
So, and I think that's current ever since they started that, tradition. And then they might get 1 game a season
Nationally
on TNT
televised.
or ESPN.
Yeah.
And normally it's against It ain't like, which NBA doesn't really have rivals hardly anymore because
it'll be the
the way-
Hornets.
the
The
way-
Hornets versus the Magic.
well, it
Yeah.
won't even be that. It'd be like the
Yeah.
Hornets and the Grizzlies. It's like, I mean, like, does that make me care that the Hornets are playing the Grizzlies?
Yeah.
That's just a random NBA game. And again, the Hornets are not the Hornets of the old because, we could go back to the 90s and talk about everybody was wearing Hornets gear.
True. Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah. See, and this is and I
And then they moved them to New Orleans.
they did. Yeah. And the Katrina stuff, was a thing, but
Yeah.
I'm going to. It's hard for me to argue with that point. I'm trying to think. I'm not a fan of a lot of teams, and
You're an NBA fan,
and that's and I think that's fair to kind of put up front. I love the NBA.
Yep.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court.
You love this game.
I love basketball, and I never have a team that I'm loyal to ever.
Right.
I'll watch any NBA game. I'll watch any team that's on. I love the NBA. I love what it is. I love that sport as a product, right? And I was thinking I wanted to go with like the Wizards so bad.
As a bad franchise.
Or
to be a fan of.
To be a fan of. But they've got so much going on in that city, and they've had so many stars that have come through there.
Yeah.
They've had so many moments that are memorable. The Hornets have pretty much 2 big phases. Muggsy Bogues, Grandmama, Zoe era.
Yeah.
Right? And then Bobcats, the year where, God bless him, Gerald Wallace.
Wallace was on the Bobcats.
Gets the unceremonious all-star appearance.
He did.
Dunk contest performance.
Yeah.
Right? And that's pretty much it. There's not much that took place outside of that. Yeah. And now you've got LaMelo, who is a star, and he's huge because of the internet.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, the youth moves everything.
Yes,
and he is
a star in that regard. I give him that.
Yep.
But he only plays half the games.
Yes.
All right. He's constantly hurt.
He is injury prone.
And it doesn't translate. His style of play doesn't translate to wins. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say he's reached his full potential. I do think he can be better.
He's really young.
He's very young, but I don't see him leading that team to prominence. I think he's going to need help. And honestly, I think it's going to have to be a veteran that's going to have to come in and help him. For me personally, what makes, a horrible, sports franchise fan perspective is a team or an organization that I feel like isn't trying.
Okay.
I don't think the Hornets are trying.
You've always said that. I was going to get to that, it matters. Like, do you sign players? Do you try to sign players? Do you try to trade for players? Mm-hmm. And we can go back in the history. And again, we have a lot of talk about the Hornets that we're going to get into on later times. But, you can bring up why didn't you trade that second pick for James Harden? Why didn't you trade those picks to Boston instead of drafting Frank Kaminsky? And again, the Hornets draft history is an entire episode, so I'm not going to go down that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like you said, are they trying their best?
What are we trying
because
to
again,
do?
You look at the trades in the NBA from, I don't want to say like the same market, but like Utah, I think sometimes tries. I think Cleveland did try, right? They went and got Donovan Mitchell. Mm-hmm. The Hornets could have traded for that. The Hornets can make these same trades, and you see what teams give up. Now, we are living with some kind of hope for Charlotte this year because of, the team that they've built. They have made some moves that will make them a little deeper. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. And again, the NBA though the only defense I have that is that the NBA does, they went through their super team phase. Let's jump to the NFL, if that's okay. And I don't know, do you have any thoughts? Because I've got a thought.
Oh my goodness.
That if you're a fan, like, and again, you could talk about teams that say, hey, they haven't won in 100 years. But
I mean, I'm very, very curious who you would say. But I don't think it's close. It's got to be Cleveland.
I got two teams.
Okay.
And it's Cleveland and it's the Jets.
Okay. I think what saves the Jets is that Jet fans, they live in New York, so they have that.
Okay.
Like you're in New York, dude. Like you win,
But
Brooklyn, the Bronx, Manhattan.
But when you bring up when you talk about players, mainly quarterback, and then ownership.
But they've had hold on, but okay, so
they've had the same owner, right?
But here we go. So I'll put those two side by side.
Yeah.
Jets had success.
They've had success.
Rex Ryan,
Mark Sanchez,
Brett Favre.
They went after it with Favre and Rodgers.
They tried, right?
When they were old.
They made the attempts.
Yeah.
Okay. The Browns made an attempt.
Well,
they made one attempt. And boy, did it backfire to the point where they owe this dude guaranteed money. And I don't see him playing in the league again. I don't think Deshaun Watson throws a football in the NFL ever again.
No, I don't. I think the injury kind of just helped because he was playing so bad.
So bad.
But if there ever was the biggest robbery in sports history, it is Deshaun Watson. Anybody that can get, what was it, 250 guaranteed?
I think it was 230.
Something, right?
I think it was 230 fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed, first time ever in the NFL history.
Yeah.
And by the way, about 30 sexual assault cases.
Yes. Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
And I think the Browns have helped pay off those. But yeah, the Browns is on that list for sure. And like you said, probably New York's a better city than Cleveland. So
yeah, by the way, I nailed that. That was off the top of my head. I've
230?
just confirmed it. 5-year, $230 million deal that was fully guaranteed.
Yeah. So,
only fully guaranteed contract in NFL history.
Yeah, so yeah, it is hard to be a Browns fan. One, you have to look at their uniforms that are orange and brown. And then, like you said, what are you doing? Like, I get it. You wanted to go big and say, we got to have a quarterback. We got this good defense. But you go after Deshaun Diddy Watson. And, it just, like you said, if there ever was a backfire.
Yeah.
Now they are at least trying.
Baseball.
Yes.
What you got?
Oof. Again, this has to be now. It's got to be the A's. And I'll give you a few reasons. I mean, one, they did just move. They're getting moved to Vegas. But as I joke a lot, the Atlanta Braves basically use the A's as their farm system.
Snatching up all their talent.
In recent years, they traded for Matt Olson, traded for Sean Murphy. Other teams do it too, by the way. Normally the A's, you get to a certain level and you're good, and then, he's good now and he's up for contract. Guess what? Oh, now Jason Giambi, you're a Yankee.
Yeah.
Miguel Tejada, you're an Oriole.
Gotcha.
Matt Olson, now you're a Brave.
I can see it.
Barry Zito, you're a Giant.
Yeah. No,
Tim Hudson came from Oakland to Atlanta. That's why I joke. I'm like, I know the history. Like, Atlanta's just like watching the A's play, and that's their farm system.
Yeah.
Which again, the A's are normally not good.
And I'll tell you
that
this,
makes it like, why are you picking up?
I can't think of, and granted, I'm not immersed in baseball.
Right.
It's not my jam. Who would you say? Because I only got one name. Who would you say the most famous Oakland A is ever?
Well, I'm gonna be partial because
don't be partial.
I have to be.
Go with man on the street answer. Well, if you ask someone on the street,
it'll be connected, right?
Go.
Because I think if you go through history and you ask somebody, there's probably there's probably three names. I'm gonna say there's three names.
I only have one.
Okay,
well, I know two, but there's only one that's
they may say Ricky Henderson, they may say Mark McGuire, they may say Jose Canseco.
It's Canseco, dude.
Yeah,
with a bullet.
And again, Canseco, my favorite player growing up. So that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
I think he was the well-known. And again, they were good.
Yeah,
they were good. The late 80s, they were good.
They were good,
and they've been good. Moneyball and all that worked for a little bit. But they just didn't get over the hump.
Okay,
right?
so
Henderson,
Henderson,
and then to me, Moneyball ran out.
So was Henderson before or after the Canseco McGuire?
He was during, but Henderson, like all Blair. I mean, McGuire obviously went to the Cardinals, and then he was famous for the home runs during the steroid era.
Awesome.
Jose Canseco admittedly used steroids, but
watch this. So just to put this in perspective, I think baseball, it's easy. We could put a lid on the A's.
Okay, but
go. No, what you got?
Well, we talked about earlier the Marlins.
Yeah, but they won two World Series.
Well, the A's won World Series too, but
they did.
The bad part about being a Marlins fan is I would be crushed. Like, it's happy. Like the Eagles, like they won the Super Bowl twice.
Yep.
Right. Never thought we'd see it in our lifetime. They did. I would have been crushed if they said, okay, this year was almost that. We lost 8 players, right, on defense or something like crazy. So, but the Marlins, again, we talked about both times they went out,
stripped everything,
got players either through trade, draft, however they did it. Definitely the first time they went and signed every big name: Bonilla, Alou, Sheffield, everybody. So, and then the next year they sold them all. So they traded them all. And then, like you said, Giancarlo Stanton was the rising star.
Yep.
And they, MVP, 50-some home runs, and they trade him.
So I and I know this because I wish to meet this human being one day. I wish to meet and have a discussion with former Marlins president David Sampson.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I don't think I am.
David Sampson, he does a podcast now. He made it very, very clear that their plan while owning the Marlins was to be profitable. That's all they wanted to do. So they won that World Series. It was like, hey, we got to get these guys off the books because we need to make some money. So they were hoping that once they got the World Series wins, that it would kind of ride some momentum, even though they're shipping these players out. But on the flip side, it really hurt them because, I mean, baseball is much like you said, like Canseco you were a big fan of him growing up. You become really attached to the players. You're not so dedicated to the team as much as you are the players. And that's for a lot of sports. That's not a judgment or a criticism. It just is, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's probably people all over the world who know Michael Jordan and couldn't tell you what team he played for globally, foreigners, but they know who Michael Jordan is, right?
Yeah.
Baseball is one of those sports where the players do matter, and you need great players in order to be able to compete.
All that is great. It is tough being a fan of any sport, any team, right? Win or lose, every season it's heart-wrenching, especially, we're Eagle fans, but, this podcast, again, it's about fandom. It's about being a fan. We have spent this time here talking about all kinds of fun stuff. We're going to keep that going every episode.
Yeah.
New topics, new takes. Hopefully we can be, sometimes funny, sometimes maybe teach you something, give you a stat you never heard of. We don't know. We just like to have fun and talk sports. Like I said, this is a new podcast. We're trying to get it going, trying to get up and running. We're going to be on social media. We got a lot of ideas, a lot of things that could be coming to go along with the podcast, promote this podcast. But again, go out, look for us. Going to be stuff on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We want to get it out there. We want people to listen to us. And again, like I said, we want to bring some light and some fun, to everybody, right? I mean, we don't, take some time during workouts, whatever you want to do. Listen to some fans.
Ramble
about sports,
yeah,
and sometimes some maybe some other stuff, but mainly, like I said, we're just gonna sit here and ramble on and give our thoughts on some topics. Hope everybody listens, enjoyed it, and just look for the next one.
Like, subscribe, review, comment, post,
follow,
repost, follow, all of that stuff. And tell someone, share it with them. And make sure that when you do, reach out to us. Let us know what you think. If you got any questions for us, ask. We'll try to do some fun things and try to keep people engaged. So, just make sure to follow us on all the platforms. You know what they are. I will not be reading them because I'm not on social media.
Hater of internet.
I'm the hater of social media and all things internet related. But you guys have at it because you're already on it. I know you do. So, go ahead, put whatever information that you can on there. Ask us whatever you want. We want to try to make this as grassroots as possible early on. And, hopefully we'll grow into something big. Yeah.
All right.
So let's do it.
All right. Till next time.
Yeah, till next time.
All right, man.
We'll see you guys later. Stay fanatically speaking.
All right.
Hit the button, man. Let's